Here's the new method that's working in 2026 to scale your coaching business to record months. You see, coaches who are doing the things that I'm about to tell you and explain to you are getting better clients, lower cost ads, and growing faster than ever before, which is allowing them to have a better lifestyle, not having to sell, prove to people they're the best, all those things you don't want to do, spending endless amounts of time creating content nobody watches or reads or anything like that. You see, here's the problem. Most coaches are still doubling down on what they were doing in 2025, hoping it will work better in 2026 if they work harder, have more hope, and just sort of believe. Well, here's the reality. It's not. If you didn't have a record year in 2025 in your coaching business, you can't keep doing what was working because it's actually working worse, and you're going to hit the law of diminishing returns. So in this video, I'm going to share with you three quick things that happened and exactly what's working in 2026 for coaches. Now, before I get to it, my name is Jason Nyback. I'm back, and I've been doing this now since 2003. And from Canada, moved here to Vegas in 2020-ish. Spent millions in the coaching space of my own money on ads and every other traffic source there is. Coached well over 1,200 coaching clients and been doing this a long time. And so back in 2023, something happened. I was running a straight book a call funnel, and that we'd basically been scaling since roughly 2011, 2012. And it just worked and worked and worked and worked. We got it up to $143,000 in ad spend per month, and things started to shift. Weird things started to happen. Different conversion rates started to change. Just a lot of weird things started to happen at once. But our clients were doing awesome, because here's the thing that I've found since doing this for, since 2003 is what happens in the coaches who coaches market usually happens in all the other niche markets 2 to 3 years after. And the reason is the coaches who coaches market is completely oversaturated. The trust is low. It's just a dark alley in a really not very good city online. You know what I'm saying? And so things quit working faster, stop working. And so I knew in 2023 that this was going to hit all the other niches outside of the coaches space in 2025. And unfortunately, I was right again. And so here's what happened, and here's why it happened, and here's what you need to do. 3 things to need to do to fix this. Now, before we get to the what happened, what I need you to do is hit the subscribe button here if you're watching this on YouTube. I create multiple videos every week talking about what's working, spend a ton of money on ads. We innovate a lot of stuff, been doing this probably the longest of anybody in the coaches space. And we coach a lot of clients who are also doing some really cool stuff. And I like to share this for free here on YouTube. But unfortunately, with algorithm stuff like that, sometimes the only time you're going to get notified is if you hit that subscribe button. So subscribe, because you never know if that next video is going to be exactly what you need to get your coaching business to that next level to scale it. All right. So here's what happened. 3 things happened. And then there are 3 things that have shifted that you need to do. Okay. The first thing that happened is the 2020 coaching boom. Right? When everybody got locked down and went home and all that kind of stuff, when the virus all happened and so on and so forth, created a coaching boom. And that peaked in 2022. And it created what's called an inversion. What's an inversion? Well, it's quite simple. There are now more coaches in most coaching niches than there are actually people who need the coaching. Similar to the real estate market right now. Last time I checked, in the Vegas market where I live, there's about 10 times more real estate agents than there is homes for sale. And I think that's probably true for a lot of places. Same thing in your coaching niche. There right now, it's hard to tell, but there's probably as many coaches, if not more coaches, than there are people who actually need the coaching. And the speed at which the amount of coaches is growing faster than the speed at which the people need the coaching. Think about that for a second. We'll get to fixing it. The second thing that happened was AI garbage content created a lack of trust. So much AI garbage content came out and started hitting in 2025. It just made content irrelevant. Nobody trusts anybody. Same as the thing as the first thing, that there's 10 times more realtors than houses for sale. Same issue in the coaching space. There's more coaches than people who need it. So people just don't trust anybody. And then the third problem that hit is Facebook ads or Instagram, let's call it meta ads for the sake of this conversation, went all in on AI, which means they're overriding all your targeting, all your settings, all that kind of stuff, sending coaches completely garbage leads. Okay. I've seen behind probably 60 to 70 coaches ad accounts in about the last 12 months, and I haven't seen one that's been set up right. Maybe one, maybe. The rest of them had no hope. And unfortunately, a lot of those coaches spent a lot of money on training, coaches, done-for-you experts, and it's just a complete dumpster fire, okay? So what do we got to do? Well, another great Canadian, Wayne Gretzky, said once that he said, the reason why I'm so successful is unlike other hockey players who skate to where, the puck is, I skate to where the puck is going. And that's his kind of famous quote. And I love Wayne Gretzky. And so, because I'm from Edmonton, where he obviously won a lot of Stanley Cups. So, and that's what you got to do. You got to ask yourself, where's the market going, not where it is. So if you're sitting here watching this video in 2026 when I recorded it, and you're like trying to figure out what's working now, you're already behind, and your income's going to plateau and go down, or you're going to have to spend 2, 3, 4 times more efforts trying to make the money you were making doing organic and posting and ad strategies that don't work, lowering your prices and all that kind of stuff. So here's where the market's going. And the most successful coaches and content creators and influencers moved early. Take Alex Hormozi, Layla Hormozi, Sam Ovens, who owns Skool. They pivoted long before using this strategy. So there's 3 things that you need to do that's different in 2026. The first thing that you need to do, and all 3 of these are hooked together. You cannot do one. And quite frankly, they're a lot easier than doing what was happening a number of years ago. Our return on ad spend is higher than it's ever been. I did the numbers here. I got them here the other day. It says ROI on here. And I track maybe back to 2015. I cannot track where we did even better. And you got to remember 10 years ago, the costs were lower. I was one of the only coaches out there. And so to have the fact that our ROI, our return on ad spend is almost double what it was 10 years ago is insane. Okay. And it's only getting better. So you've got to do these 3 things. Number 1, long form content now has to shift belief systems. Okay. So here's the problem. A lot of coaches are running book call funnels. Go to my page, watch my 3-minute video, watch my webinar, all this kind of stuff. Here's the problem with all this stuff. All of it's full of good content helping coaches to show people that you have an expertise and that you're good. That just doesn't work anymore. Coaches or your prospects don't care about how much you know. They've spent hours on YouTube. They're on ChatGPT all day. When you spend your time giving them good information, guess what they're doing? Their eyes are kind of going back in their head. They're getting overwhelmed. They're leaving. They're not booking calls because you sound like everybody else. So the number 1 and exclusive job of your content is 2 parts, okay? It's one thing, shift their belief system, and that breaks down into 2 parts. Number 1, the goal of the long form content is to uninstall the non-buying belief systems. Look, you can't live in a vacuum anymore. If people are seeing your stuff, they're seeing 1,000 other coaches' stuff in your marketplace, okay? The AI algorithms on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are showing them everybody else's stuff. So you have to remember, they're consuming everybody else's stuff. I don't care how unique your stuff is. They are looking at other coaches' stuff who claim they can provide an outcome that you can do, whatever, lose weight, anxiety, get a CEO position, whatever it is you coach people on. There's 100,000 other coaches claiming they can do the same thing. And unfortunately, nobody cares about your unique process. Okay. We'll get to that. So you have to realize, number 1, part 1 is you have to uninstall non-buyer belief systems. Part 2 is you have to install the buying belief system. So what do they need to, what belief systems do you have to uninstall in your long form content? Part B, what belief systems do you have to install so they will buy? and then they will buy. And that's how we do change to long form content stuff. You cannot use the traditional funnel. It is not working in 2026. I don't care how good you are. It's not working. Can it work? Yeah. So can like cold calling, but I'm not trying to be so linear. I'm just saying it's not working. It's not as effective, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So you have to have, number one, long form content shifts their belief system. The other two things are just as important. Number two, short form content has to increase your status. Now, there's one thing that you need more than anybody else. You need higher status, okay? The best coaches who have the highest status are getting the clients, because here's the problem right now. Your buyers are extremely sophisticated. They've gone through multiple iterations on ChatGPT to fix their weight loss program, whatever it is, their mindset stuff, they're finding leadership stuff, whatever they're trying to do, they know what they're looking for. They've watched multiple YouTube videos, they've seen webinars, they're incredibly sophisticated. Okay. And if they're qualified and have money, they know what they're looking for. And the job of your short form content right now is to amplify your status so that they are connecting with you multiple times. They're seeing it. They're seeing your stuff. And the content is designed to show them why you are the best option, Because remember, everything being equal, they're looking for the person they trust the most, they believe the most, and quite frankly, has the highest status. Your brand is your everything, and the way you say it is your everything. So the short form content has to increase your status and get you seen as the best and only option. Number three, ads have to amplify content versus pre-sale prospects, okay? And what does that mean? Well, let me give you an example of this. If you're in my Skool community or anything, by the way, if you're not, there's a link below here in the description to join my free Skool community. And the bottom line is this. If you're in my ecosystem, you're probably seeing me in all different versions all over the place on Meta, right? Well, I've got about 60 ads running right now. And two things, 90% of those ads roughly have like potentially $1 or $2 a day budgets. They're super cheap. And what they're doing is they're creating a bubble around people to show my stuff, to help people consume more content, to learn more about me. And it's very aggressively creating a bubble wrap around you want to create that bubble wrap around your ideal client, because everybody else is trying. So the person who can amplify their content using a proper ad strategy is the one who gets the best coaching prospects. Okay. Now, do I have ads sort of pre-selling stuff? A bit here and there, but you have to have ads that are amplifying your content and have a high frequency going to the right pie slice of your audience, okay? What does that mean? When you run your ads, what happens is Meta's only going to show it to about 1 or 2%. And we have to get them to the right people. And if you do this right, we use a combination of ads that go to the right people, that go back to the people who are engaging with you, amplify your status, get your long form content out there, get your short form content, hook it in to a complete ecosystem. These three things are working in 2026, and they're working better than ever before. So you need to ask yourself, if 2020 up to 2025 was kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to work harder to get the same results and harder and harder and harder and hope, that is not a very good strategy, because you're essentially swimming upstream on a fast moving river that's like kind of like in Canada, where we have those, glaciers that are constantly, because it's getting warmer and stuff, that they're constantly more water coming off them, and they're just going faster and faster, and you're just kind of swimming up that, where the snow's melting and it's creating more water, more current, and you're just going up and up and up. Eventually you just get exhausted and you just give up. And I've talked to so many coaches who are doing $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 months. Now they're doing like $15,000, and they're working 5 times as hard because they're using what was working. The good news is you implementing this new way helps you to get better clients. They're pre-sold before they talk to you, higher enrollment rates, lower ad costs, and you're ahead of all your competition. Okay. So I do it through what we call a mini celebrity status ads ecosystem. It hooks all of this together, gets you seen as the best option, the only option, and the last option, meaning you get to the people before, so that they don't think they can work with you or go to ChatGPT, work with you or go to YouTube, work with you or go to some low-end provider. Okay. They know it's work with you. Okay. And then they buy. And this way, when you're seen as the only option, the best option, and the last option, you have the status in your marketplace to charge what you're worth and get the best clients. And this is what makes ads work better. Coaches are spending all day in the ads manager tweaking it and this and that and the other thing. And they don't realize that 90% of the job is actually in the ads ecosystem. And the best part is most of it's automated. Okay. So here's what we want to do. I want to give you a free call because you're part of our Skool community. Just click the link below and we're going to set you up with a free 15-minute mini celebrity status ads ecosystem call. And we're going to walk you through and map out how to implement this in your coaching niche, how to automate the whole thing. Because I don't spend a ton of time on all this stuff. A lot of it's automated once it's working, right? And show you what to do, look at what you're doing, give you the feedback necessary to know, because we've seen pretty much every market out there, not like some little, hey, I help middle-aged bald guys from Canada who used to be ski bums find their life purpose, like me. I know my purpose, but you know what I mean? But the majority of the markets out there, we know. And so we know what's working, what the numbers are, what you need to see, what we're seeing, what price points are working. And we're going to share all that with you on a 15-minute mini celebrity status ads ecosystem call. And there's nothing to buy. Because let's be honest, what can we sell you on a 15-minute call? Nothing. All right. So there's nothing to buy. They won't be sold anything. And that's a promise. Okay. If you want to talk about some coaching, then talk about that on another call. So, but the goal of this call is to get you some extra training out of our Skool community to help you, some bonus training we normally only give to our clients, plus give you this and help you understand the mini celebrity status ads ecosystem, show you how it works, bring some context, because just figuring all this stuff out by yourself isn't going to work, because here's why coaches fail. They keep doing the thing they think they know they need to do, and they keep doubling down on it. Okay. The thing where your success is in what you don't know. And the only way you can understand what you don't know is get on a call where we can explain it to you, where we can share it with you, show you what's working, give you the strategies, and then send you off on your way. So plus we're going to give you some extra training that, like I said, it's only normally available for our coaching clients. So down below in the description, there's a link, or in the pinned comment, book that call. It's 15 minutes. And we're just going to help you and get you on your way to show you how to do this. Now, if you're not in our Skool community, there's a link to join our Skool community to get all the bonus training too. Remember, 2026 is not a repeat of 2025, okay? The coaching industry has shifted, but it's shifted for the better. The coaches who implement these changes, implement this shift, are going to ride a wave that I believe, in my opinion, is going to be a long time. Because remember, if you'd noticed earlier, I said we moved into the funnel space about 2012, somewhere around there. We rode that for 11 years. And all we did for 11 years was just increase our ad spend, did the same thing, and it just worked and worked and worked and worked. And we never had to do a ton, and just sort of tweaking, and we just rode that wave straight up. And I'm fully convinced that the same thing's going to happen with this. Once you get it and establish it, it's going to have another long run. And we're hopefully going to have a lot of success. So book your call now and start implementing these 3 things in your coaching business to have a record 2026. All right.